Hey guys, this is Matt Brunet, and welcome to Movie News Weekly, hosted by FilmBook. Now, before we begin, let's take a look at what we got in this week's news, which includes Blade Runner not as strong as expected, Disney's getting some glass, Paramount's got Sonic Mania, From Pirates to Fairies, Jared's ready for the ladies, a juicy burger from Bob, a couple of 2020 sequels, other ways to be fast in 2019, the late Bride of Frankenstein, and Jackie Chan could get another rush. So with that said, let's get things started. Oh dear, that didn't go as well as planned. Blade Runner 2049 met with people's expectations as it made it into first place at the box office during the weekend with some help from the critical praise that it's been getting. What was unexpected was that it didn't even come close to the predictions of what box office analysts predicted how much it would make, since it only made up to around $31.5 million. Considering that the movie had a rather large budget of $150 million, this might not be a good sign for the financial future of this sequel. Meanwhile, the other new movies aren't seeing that much luck either. The Mountain Between Us managed to grab second place with $10 million, while My Little Pony the movie didn't get much friendship going on as it only started in fourth place with less than $9 million, behind it with less than $10 million. Following from behind includes Kingsman, The Golden Circle, and American Made Tangled Up with $8 million each, and the Lego Ninjago movie with less than $7 million. There are many names to expect from this film. I just didn't expect this one to be one of them. Disney has announced that it will be handling the international distribution under the Buena Vista International banner of the upcoming M. Night Shyamalan film, Glass. Universal will be taking care of the domestic distribution. The movie is meant to be the third installment of an unexpected trilogy, with Unbreakable as the first, handled by Disney, and last year's Split from Universal. The big actors from both will be returning, with Bruce Willis as David Dunn and Samuel L. Jackson as Mr. Glass, while James McAvoy and Anya Taylor-Joy will come back as Kevin Wilbur Crumb and the survivor of the last film. The movie will be looking at how David Dunn will be pursuing Wendell Crumb's ultimate form, known as the Beast, while Mr. Glass will be on the sidelines watching the events. Glass will be coming out in North America on January 18th, 2019. Looks like Sony is way too slow for that hedgehog. Neil Moritz made his first business at Paramount Pictures by taking the movie rights to the video game franchise Sonic the Hedgehog from Sony Pictures. Last month, Paramount signed a multi-year deal with former Sony producer Neil Moritz's company Original Film to help make films under the major distributor. The reason why Moritz left Sony after 20 years with the company is because of a feud he had with President Tom Rothman after the financial failure of Passengers after a debate that the budget was too high with $120 million. When moving to Paramount, Moritz stated, "My first producing deal was at Paramount, and I consider this a welcome return to my original home. Jim Giannopoulos brings a renewed excitement and vision to Paramount, offering filmmakers unique and creative opportunities. I am excited to work with the incredibly talented team he has in place at the studio." Deadpool's Tim Miller and director Jeff Fowler are still attached to the project. Guess he'll be sticking around for more Disney sequels. Joachim Roning is currently in talks with Disney in order to direct the sequel to the 2014 film Maleficent. Both Angelina Jolie and Elle Fanning are expected to return to their respective roles, yet no plot details have been revealed about what will happen in the follow-up. The original film, directed by Robert Armstrong, was one of the first movies in the lineup of live-action remakes of Disney animated films, which in this case is based on the 1959 animated classic Sleeping Beauty, where it stars the villain and made a total of $758 million worldwide. This year, Roning was a co-director, making his first big-budget blockbuster debut with Pirates of the Caribbean: Dead Men Tell No Tales, which, thanks to the great success in the international waters, it made a total of almost $800 million. If he can impress Harley Quinn, I'm sure he can impress any lady. Jared Leto has signed on in order to play as Hugh Hefner in the biopic based on the life of the Playboy founder. I know it may sound a little too soon to make a movie on Hefner since he recently passed away at the age of 91, but this was actually a project that director Brett Ratner and his company Rat Pack Entertainment wanted to do for a decade. In fact, Hugh himself was originally on board as an executive producer. He stated, "In recent years there have been plenty of interest and much conversation about doing a feature film based on my life. I have always believed that when the timing was truly right, the perfect creative partners would come together for this project. I believe we found those partners in Brett Ratner and Rat Pack Entertainment. I'm very much looking forward to this collaboration." Soon, audiences will go to the theaters like, 20th Century Fox announced that they will be making a movie based on one of their hit animated series, Bob's Burgers. Lauren Bouchard, the creator of the series, stated, "We know the movie has to scratch every itch the fans of the show had ever had, but it also has to work for all the good people who've never seen the show. We also know that it has to fill every inch of the screen with the colors and sounds and the ever so slightly greasy textures of the world of Bob's. But most of all, it has to take our characters on an epic adventure. In other words, it has to be the best movie ever made, but no pressure, right?" The series began back in 2011 and was since a massive hit in the levels of Fox's other animated shows like Family Guy and The Simpsons. A few weeks ago, the series just earned its second Emmy for Outstanding Animated Series. Bob will be coming to the big screen on July 17th, 2020. I know there's a bit of a mix-up, but now let's hope we can frame it better for 2020. Other than Bob, of course. Universal decided to switch up the release dates for a couple of their upcoming sequels. The first is with the 9th installment of the Fast and Furious franchise. The film was originally set for April 19th, 2019, but had to be delayed for a full year. While the true reason has been unconfirmed, actually it could be with the next story, it could be linked to the recent controversies related to the stars. Rather it be the feud with Vin Diesel and Dwayne Johnson, or Michelle Rodriguez not pleased with the female roles always ending up on the sidelines. One issue with Fast and Furious 9's new release date, however, is that it would take away the space of the sequel to the DreamWorks animation hit Trolls. So what Universal did to fix that problem is to push the animated film a little bit earlier to Valentine's Day 2020. No details on the plot have been revealed just yet, but the company did confirm that Anna Kendrick and Justin Timberlake will be coming back as Poppy and Branch, respectively, of course. Fast and Furious will be returning on April 10th, 2020, and Trolls 2 will be out on February 14th, 2020. Okay, so maybe this is why the 9th film was delayed for 2020. A day after the previous news I talked about, Universal announced that they will be releasing the spin-off film of Fast and Furious in 2019. While a director has yet to be attached to the project, the film will be written by franchise veteran Chris Morgan, which will take a look into Dwayne Johnson and Jason Statham's characters, Luke Hobbs and Deckard Shaw respectively, go on their own adventure outside of Dominic Toretto's team. In the latest installment, the crew filmed bonus material that would tease the potential duo to have their own film, but ultimately decided to remove it from the theatrical cut in order to find a better opportunity to use it. As I've stated before, Fast and Furious 9 will be coming out in theaters on April 10th, 2020, while the spin-off film will be released on July 26th, 2019. Is anyone really that surprised that this universe has problems right from the start? Universal announced that they will remove the next installment in the Dark Universe, Bride of Frankenstein, from its February 14th, 2019 release. The reason for this is because the company and director needed more time in order to craft the feature the right way for audiences to enjoy. Universal stated, "After thoughtful consideration, Universal Pictures and director Bill Condon had decided to postpone Bride of Frankenstein. None of us want to move too quickly to meet a release date when we know this special movie needed more time to come together. Bill is a director whose enormous talent has been proven time and time again, and we all look forward to continuing to work on this film together. Condon's goal with the feature is to give the 1935 classic a new twist with David Coep as the writer. Javier Bardem has signed on to play as Frankenstein's monster, while Angelina Jolie is in talks to be the star." Looks like we're one step closer to making it happen, folks. In a radio interview in The Cruise Show to promote the film The Foreigner, Jackie Chan revealed that he finally agreed on a script for Rush Hour 4. Chan stated, "For the last 7 years, we've been turning down the script, and turning down the script. Yesterday, we just agreed. The script probably at the end of this month will have a second draft, and next year, probably we will start. I hope, if Chris Tucker agrees. The original trilogy was known to be a huge hit with the action-comedy duo of Chan and Tucker, making a worldwide cumulative total of approximately $849 million, with the last film released back in 2007, with Brett Ratner directed every single one of those Rush Hour movies. Chan can already be seen and be heard with his voice in the animated film The Lego Ninjago Movie, and will soon appear in The Foreigner next to Pierce Brosnan on October 13th.
And that's all I've got for this week. Thank you guys so much for watching, and don't forget to head on down to film-book.com for all the latest movie and TV news, along with their columns on the box office and their theatrical release schedule. Also, you can follow them on whatever social media you'd like. And while you're at it, you can follow me on my YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter if you're more into stuff like animation, Disney, and my weird sense of humor. If you were watching this on YouTube, then hit that like button and come subscribe to us, and also leave a little comment on what you think on the news this week. If you were listening to this on a podcast on iTunes or any other podcast service, then don't forget to rate and review what you just heard. Tune in next time for another round of Movie News Weekly, and until next week, see you later, dudes!